So welcome everybody. This is Liv, and we're going to talk about HDE Creators, our agency. Welcome, Ashlee.
Hello.
All right, so today we're going to talk about how our brand became about, how all this craziness became a real thing. It's very nice to kind of like remember the times that I basically started with all of this online stuff in 2016. And since then, I will say that live streaming and all the social media has been crazy. They change often, they change constantly, but we're definitely trying to keep up with everything. And I think we're doing a very good job. What do you think, Ashlee?
I think we're doing amazing. We're adapting to the changes, and that's why we've been able to get to the point where we're at now to be very successful. So,
correct. Well, you guys are going to know a little bit more about us. This is a family business. Ashlee is my sister-in-law. She's married to my brother, my baby brother, and my brother is also owner of the agency. So we are like a triangle of success, right? Where we all have our little things that we have to do in order to get this going. And it hasn't been easy because there's times that things are very complicated in any business. When you're an entrepreneur, it's very challenging, I think. But we're happy that we have accomplished so much in these years. Like I said, I started in the world of live streaming and all of this in 2016, at the beginning of the 17, but also starting 2020 is when we started as a brand, like an agency. And then from there is when Ashlee joined the team, right? And then she started like becoming an actual creator, a live streamer. So you want to talk about that a little bit, Ashlee?
yeah. So when I started live streaming, I didn't even know exactly what that was. I just knew that I could probably be entertaining, and I was very outgoing. I'm very extroverted, so it's very easy for me to talk to people. I didn't really have a niche or a style of what I wanted to do when I live stream. I was just like, you know what? Let me go with the flow, and I'm here to make money and I'm here to make connections. That was the main result of what I wanted to do. I recall back when I did my audition, at the time when we were doing auditions, they were actually physical auditions where we had to go live. And I remember I did myself up. I wanted to look great. And I was sweating like a dog when I did the audition. And it was literally 10 to 15 minutes. And at the time, I think I just wanted to make sure that I passed the audition to have the opportunity, because as you guys know, during the pandemic, everybody wanted to make money. We didn't know what was going to happen with our jobs. We didn't know the outcome of any situation. We just knew that we were in a tough situation and that this is an opportunity that comes once. So why not take it and try it? So I think since then, I learned to become a great live streamer. And I think that is the thing that stands me and Lib in our family business, is that we actually were successful live streamers, and we learned how to be able to coach and train better streamers than we were. So it's not just having a business where we know absolutely nothing. We perfected our craft, and that's kind of the result, that we've been in this industry for 5 years and we've been able to have a successful business. So that's how I started, and I'm very grateful for where we're at now, because without the success of the mindset, the mentality, the drive, I don't think we would be here at this point. But we're very driven people. So yeah.
Yeah, and definitely, I think that that's what sets us apart from other agencies. Everybody's doing a great job. Majority, there's people that they're not, but in our case, it's very fun to see the growth of all of this. Like the growth of us as people. We see people that we met 5 years ago, more years ago, and then they're still streaming, or they are still in our team, and that says a lot, because a lot of people will be in a team and then they will like switch teams, and they will have like basically no success because they're still jumping from here to there, and that really doesn't work when you're trying to be successful. And this is the reason why we want to invite you guys to join a team that you feel connected to join a team that is actually there for you, but also to join a team that knows what they're talking about, because they speak from experience, So that's the difference, because there's a lot of people that I can tell that they have the information from a book. They have the information from a training, and we created our trainings, right? I don't know if you remember that, but when we started in other platforms, we actually created the trainings that we provided for creators, for live streamers and all of that based on our own experiences. It was not because somebody gave us a manual. Like every other agency now, they have manuals, right? So they start by the book. They see the rules, they see the trainings. Now the platforms are training you as an agency to have the information. But before, there was no such thing. So we created that. And it's very nice to see that now it's different for everybody. But I will say we are creators that became agency owners, but now we're teaching creators to become the best version of themselves. So that's what we are, kind of different in that sense. But now we're in a new stage of the agency as well, where we work directly with brands as well. So that's another thing that is important to mention. Do you want to talk about that a little bit so we can move to the next?
Yes. So as Liv mentioned, we started as live streamers and became live streaming agency owners in 2000, I believe 22. She came to me and she's like, hey, we have this opportunity on TikTok and this is the time to take it. I just was like, I already had the experience with live streaming. We already had the agency. So we're like, yeah, let's expand because that is the best opportunity you can. And we already know TikTok is just such a big platform and there's so much opportunities. So once we started that and we got our live streamers, we became very successful on the platform as a live streaming agency. And we just currently started a shop agency in e-commerce back in March of this year, 2025. And we have seen so much opportunity for not just live streamers, but social e-commerce, people that sell, that have those skills. But the thing in this day and age is that you don't need to have the skills to sell. We just teach you that foundation. And once you learn the foundation, anything is inevitable. You can learn anything. You can be successful at anything. And going back to our trainings, that is why I think a lot of our success has to do not only with our creators coming on board, but we developed a foundation to help the creators be successful. And not only that, the trainings are tailored to not just one type, not just one thing like live streaming. It's how to sell, how to take these life skills into everyday life. And once you learn the skills to make money online, you don't need to go back to a 9-to-5 job. Even though we work every day, we're in the comfort of our homes with our kids and our families. So that is the beauty. But now that we shifted to e-commerce and shop, it just shows a lot about our brand and what we're capable of doing, and to the point where we're at now. So we already have over 100 creators in our shop agency. We're producing millions of GMV. We've taught very successful e-commerce and live streamers because they're doing both together. But again, it goes back to the foundation. We learned how to sell and be in e-commerce before we got the agency to be able to teach them the success that we achieved. So
and that's important to mention as well, because if you think about it, and you say 100 creators in the shop agency because it's the newer one, the one that we've just been doing for a few months. But if we talk about like the ones that we've been having since like the other platforms, and like we really have worked with thousands of people. Like, over this past 5 years, and all the experience and everything, has been thousands of people that we have talked to, train from Canada to Latin America to US, and all of this is because we're a bilingual agency as well. That's another plus that we have. If you speak Spanish, here we are. Si hablas español, también hablamos español. So it's very nice because we can help all kinds of people, and then we love to see successful people joining us, but we also love to see people that they don't have idea what they're doing, and we can teach you how to become successful. So that's the nice thing about us, that we don't discriminate. You're welcome to HDE always, so that's what we want. And we don't care if you're 18 or 99. We still want you in our team.
All ages and all teams. And one thing I do want to mention that I think is the biggest philosophy to our agency, and the thing we stand by and we say to all our creators, all our live streamers, and to ourselves every day, is be the energy you want to attract. We only attract like-minded, driven, very goal-oriented people because that's what we represent and that's what we are. So I think when you have a foundation, and we go beyond just this because we do, and we're going to get into this, we do talk about so much more in-depth things to like
Yes.
really be in tune personally with yourself and understand that you can accomplish anything with your mindset. But that's one thing that I think the difference too with other agencies is that we actually have a philosophy behind our brand and what we represent and who we are as individuals. What the programs mean to help you guys get a little bit of understanding and really what your interest would be. Because the great thing is that even if you have one interest with one thing, it doesn't mean you can't cross over, because now we're providing all these services and
Yes.
we're expertise in them. So we can definitely help.
So if you are a creator that wants to live stream only and don't want to sell anything, and it's just your personality and the way you are, and you want to like be, you know, like in a chat, you know, you can do that, because we have the program that is called Creator Network Program for people that just want to live stream. So they just want to go live and, you know, try to have that where they make money by going live and getting gifts and all of that. We train you, we teach you how to do all of those things, right? And that's one of the programs that we currently have. We also have the TikTok shop affiliate program where, and this is very important because this is a program that is newer to the platform. So you definitely can take a lot of advantage from this program. Can you talk to them about a little bit about what we offer in the TikTok shop side as an agency?
So basically in the shop side, we support you with higher commission links. So what happens is when you are a new shop creator, you're kind of clueless to what's going on, right? You just see everybody talking about how much money they're making or what they're doing. But basically what the agencies provide is, so if you go into the product marketplace and let's say you're already an affiliate, you have your 5,000 followers, you're in, you have the product marketplace, which is basically, right, your playground of products where you can find any product in any niche, beauty, electronics, home, and you can pick the products that you are interested in and that you want to promote. Now, granted, in the beginning, it's not that easy just to get approved because sellers want to see that you can sell, right? So they want to see some type of history of GMV amounts of money sold, right? However, the great thing is that TikTok has built an in-program system where probably half the products that you have in your house are on TikTok, and literally you just scan it with the picture and then it's going to bring that up product up, and then that's how we kind of have you start, right? You're basically promoting products that are already that you have at home, right? And then once you kind of get in and you start selling, you actually get approved a lot more. But the benefit of the agency on that side is that because we are already considered a bigger level 3 agency, we get sample budgets where we can actually help approve sample products that maybe you're interested in and there's not a free sample option. And then we have that on our list. Not only you're going to get approved by a sample, but you're going to get higher commission than what the open collab is offering you. So you have that whole playground, and let's say the sellers are giving you 20% on that product. Well, we might be able to give it to you for 25. So that is a benefit of not only you're getting free samples from the agency, you're also getting higher commissions, right? So that's one benefit. Now, another thing is that we work directly with brands, sellers that give opportunity to affiliates in those niches, what they're looking for, to make retainer opportunities. That's money aside of money that you're making from the links. And you get opportunities for campaigns, extra money through TikTok. There's just so much opportunity with inside the agency. And also because we love to give back to our creators, we do have certain levels of bonuses that we offer based on GMV sold. And we do a whole bunch of different things like that that are going to be beneficial to you guys. Because the thing is, again, our philosophy is be the energy you want to attract. However, we care about our creators. We want you guys to be successful. And we know that a big part of our success is you guys, right? So if we don't have live streamers or we don't have e-commerce affiliates, we're not successful. So that is the big thing, is that we do like to give back, and there's just a lot of benefits. And on top of that, we spend hours out of the month to create specific trainings for you guys to, for you guys to be successful. And again, adapting, because nothing stays the same, right? So we're always ahead of the game. And the great thing is we have direct connection with TikTok. So we know what's changing ahead of time. If you have violations, we can assist them, or we can support specific issues, or if there's certain events, we get to know them before. So there is a lot of benefit to the program. And if you were just by yourself, those benefits that you're receiving from the agency, you would not get, right? And not only that, we're a lot about the mindset. So we have guest speakers where we have literally science-backed professional coaches that help you understand that everything starts with the way you think. And if you want to be successful, you have to have the right mindset. So
Correct.
yeah, I hope I answered.
Yeah, for sure.
majority of what I did.
And just going back to the things that we offer as an agency, the fact that we are actually and constantly doing different bonuses and different stuff, like Ashlee said. But on top of that, if you go to our page here on TikTok, HDE Creators, or if you go to our website, HDE Creators, you're going to see that we have, you know, like different things taking in consideration your performance, right?
Mhm.
The top creators that we have taken them to actually TikTok. So we have traveled with them. We pay for their travel. We pay for their expenses and stuff. And it was fun to see how they had fun in that event, right? So that's the other things that we have as an agency. We can take you, you know, as a creator to the TikTok headquarters, depending. It could be in LA or New York, but we also offer those things, you know. So it's fun to be in an agency because of those perks. We want to talk about the importance of the agency once you join, because I want to be very honest with you. When you hear the word agency, instantly you're like, oh no, scammers. Oh no, they're gonna take my money. Oh no, I'm gonna have to pay a fee. And I'm gonna tell you one thing though, all the programs that we've been running so far until today, we offer everything for free until today. It might change in the future. We never know, because things always are changing. But right now, when you join us, it's 100% free to join. So if you want to apply and join and to see what we offer, just go to hdecreators.com and you will see all the programs that we have for you, you know. But when you click and apply, trust me, it's going to be free. We're not going to charge you anything to join, you know. You're also going to receive trainings each month, and you have the video on demand trainings. If you cannot go to the trainings, you have that. You have a special website and you can check all the trainings when you have time. So that's another thing that we offer, you know, and it's very fun. And soon we're going to have our app. So that's another thing that
that's a lookout, our app. Yeah. And just like Liv mentioned, that we record the meetings. Like, we understand that everyone has a life. We don't know if people are at a job or they're just a stay-home mom or their kids are napping at the time we have the meetings. That is why we provide them on call, but then we also record them. So we do provide those after, because we understand that we all have different lives on different schedules, right? But I think that is the big thing that I do want to mention, is that, again, our agency doesn't just provide the tools for you guys, but we provide meetings to help you be successful for free. Okay. That is the difference between a lot of other agencies that do charge. And we're there. We're on call. We answer. I mean, granted, give us 24 to 48 hours because we have to do it ourselves. But we do answer, and we're very mindful of everyone, and we want everyone to succeed. So
yeah, and that's important to mention, because like of course we're not working 24/7, 7 days a week. We can't do that, you know. We're moms as well. Like, we have kids. So we also have to do things with our, you know, our kids, our family, because that's important to us as well. So we also have people that they can reply to you, and we usually try to reply as fast as we can, you know, like as soon as possible. We usually try to take the weekends off, but not always like that. So we're, you know, depending if we have I don't know, a special event that is running, we'll be answering and being with people and stuff like that. But you will always have somebody that is guiding you. You will always have somebody that is going to tell you exactly what is the best thing to do in your particular case, because we tailor everything for each one of you. All right. And that's important to mention. And, you know, like, it's important to mention that we exist, like HDE Creators exist, so people can become real creators, so people can become successful, you know, with the tools that everybody's charging thousands and thousands of dollars. Because trust me, there's agencies giving you guys the information we give for free, for thousands of dollars. And I just believe that everybody should know how to do this without having to pay extra. And that's my belief, you know. I don't see
Mhm.
nothing wrong with paying to get trained and stuff. That's fine. But if you're getting that quality for free, then what are you waiting for? You know, that's the most important thing. Not only that, but you can also, if you don't like it, you just decide to go and leave, and then you do it. You know, that's
Mhm.
the most important thing. You know, that's the most easier thing. You know, you join, you see, you check, but also I want to say, don't make the mistake of a lot of people that they join and they stay for a week and they think that in a week is going to be something.
Yeah.
Don't do
You
that.
have to try it out. Like they say, it
Yeah.
takes 30 days or 21 days to make or break a habit, right? It's similar to live streaming in this world of work. You have to show up and be consistent and give it time, right? And one thing I do want to mention is everyone has a big influence on everyone, right? So it's up to you as an individual to take the right influence and try something, because if you don't try it, you might miss opportunity of making thousands of dollars or changing the life of your family. And that's one thing I do want to mention, that Liv and I, family, but we live across the world, but we're able to do this because we built the foundation. We've worked hard to get there and we tried it. Me and her are very similar, where we're like,
Mhm.
okay, we might not know something, but if it's an opportunity, we're going to take it. If it's going to help benefit me or my family or, my kids' lives, why not?
Yeah.
And this is how we see things on our side now, that we want to be able to change your lives. We want to be able to help you change your life. We don't know everyone's situation, but we know everyone's not perfect because there's no such thing.
Yeah.
But that is why the things that we do are for free, because we come from that mindset. So we're self-taught. We're self-taught. We didn't have these tools. I mean, granted, I would say I had a little tools because my sister-in-law brought me into this industry, but a lot of the things that I took from that, I had to grow myself. I didn't have her to grow my agency. I didn't have her to tell me this and this, but I had the foundation, and that's what matters.
Yeah, and when you have a good foundation, even when you have to because of course the agency is not going to make the videos for you. The agency is not going to
Yeah.
go live for you. The agency is not going to make sure that people can see that you're a real human, right? With emotions and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That you do that part. So when you get foundation, as Ashlee is explaining, in a form of a training, in a form of an answer and a question that I had for so long, and somebody finally explained it to me, or when you have a team like us that we go and check your account. If you need a feedback, we check the account, we review it, we see what you need to change, and we'll tell you this is the things that you need to change in order to improve, right? And we also have plans that can help you go live, or plans that can help you create better content. All of that is in there, all of that. And then if you ask directly, like, hey, I do want to know more about this, or tell me a plan for, I don't know, I want to go viral, and let's see what we can do to help you with that. We're really trying to help you succeed in your dreams, because that's the thing. I see a lot of people trying to become influencers, or just content creators, and there's room for everybody. So we just want to give you the tools for that. Let's talk to the
Yes.
brands a little bit. So as we say, we have the program for live streamers, right? Which is the Creator Network program. And we also have the Shop Affiliate, which is the TikTok Shop Partner program. And we have the TikTok Shop Partner, but for brands. Now, this is important because if you're a creator, you want to listen to this, but if you're a brand, you want to definitely pay attention, all right? When you work with us, when you collaborate with us, we have creators that they're going to do basically videos for you. They're going to go live for you. They're going to sell for you. They're going to do all of this in a team style. All right. It's going to be a team that is going to build your brand and is going to help you sell. But if you want to learn how to do that yourself, because you already have your people, you already have your team, then we can teach you how to do that. So we can also train your team. So we have those two branches. We have the people for you to sell, to do everything that you need, or we can train your team. So we can do those things. And this is something that is very specific for each one of you guys. So you can be a very small brand that doesn't even have presence on social media. We can help you. Or you can be a bigger brand, or a very big one. And we still have the way to help you. So that's something that we do want to focus on, because there's a lot of brands that they don't know what they're doing. I see great products, but they don't know how to reach people. So we're there to help you. We're going to talk about a little bit about the type of things that we can create for brands. All right. So creators that join us, you guys are going to get paid to do this. That's the beauty of it at all. Because when you're joining HDE Creators and you have a brand that actually likes your profile, because we have this thing that we show brands. So this is the type of creators we have, and this is the creators that can create content for you. And then the brands will select and choose and see. And if you're active, they're going to choose you as a creator, right? So on top of posting your own videos, on top of selling your own products and everything, you have the opportunity to work with brands. So they're going to pay you to post some videos, or not even post them, just to send those videos and they will post it in their socials. We also have the Go Live, where you are basically going to be on retainer and you're going to get paid to go live for brands, right? Selling their products. So that's another way to make your income. So there's a bunch of things that you can see when you go to our website. You can see different ways to make the income. And all of this, like I said, let me remind you guys, it's free to join. It's free to join. You cannot beat that. Like I'm telling you, you cannot beat that. And right now, if you go and check different creator networks, different agencies, you will see that the majority will charge you. And like I said, I'm not talking about anybody here because we don't do that, but I will say our brand definitely is different because we do offer a lot for $0. If you want to join the Creator Network program, which is the live streaming site only, you have to be in Canada or in US. And for the TikTok shop, you only can be in US for now, but we're trying to expand to other regions. So now, do we want to talk about how hard it is, Ashlee, to become the real version that you want to become and not follow other people? Meaning, are you tired of working your 9 to 5 and you're trying to be your own boss and you're trying to be the owner of your time? And I think it's important in this new time and this new era that we're living. And I always say this, the more you take time building the dreams of somebody else, the less that you're going to have time for your own. So what are you doing right now? What are you want to see yourself in the next year? Because I don't know if you guys know about numerology, but I love numerology. And this is a 9th year that is ending. We're starting a new year, which is a year 1, meaning everything that you want to start is next year. Everything that you want to renew, everything you want to get rid of the fear of being seen in the camera, get rid of that fear of, oh, what are my parents going to think? What are my friends are going to think? Who cares? Who's making the money? Who's bringing in the income? You. It's a year where you have to decide that your life is going to change forever. But it starts with a step of clicking that button and say, okay, I am going to join HDE. Of course, we want you on our team. You have to know, I come from a very small town. Ashlee can attest to that. When Ashlee saw the house that my brother and I we grew up in there, she was like, I just can't. I remember your face when we were over there. And she looked at me and she said, I just can't believe you guys come from this place. And not to be, not to say nothing bad about it, but she was able to see where we started and where we are right now. So that's when she talks about mindset, she can tell that I'm a person that really does what it says. If I say I'm going to accomplish something, I just go after it and I do it. And that's the same mindset that she has. And that's why we have such a great team, because we come from nothing. I come from the smallest state in Mexico. And we came from nothing to a lot of things in our life, and that we're very proud of that. So you're going to really be in a brand that cares about people, that has accomplished a lot of things, and they can teach you how to accomplish that.
I think the biggest thing is connection, because we've experienced it on the backside. We're able to connect. And that is the biggest thing of why we're doing this today, because connection is key. We want you guys to see the face of what this brand is. And even though we know we're across the world from each other, we know this is the time. And this is something that we've been lacking as a business. Even though we're behind the scenes, we want you guys to see who we are, hear our voices, have you guys connect with us, see the genuine people who we are individually and together as a team. Keep in mind that just because we went through things doesn't mean that we cannot see a positive outcome from the things. And that is the goal of everything, is that we have seen it, we've done it, we've experienced it, but we have a different perspective now. So when we connect with the people in our businesses or outside our businesses, we already know, because energy is key. We can feel the energy through the screen, you
Yeah.
know? It
Yeah.
is, we don't have to be in person
In
to feel
person.
it. We know if
Yes.
the energy is vibing with us. And that is the thing that we always say. If the energy does not match, we just don't want to have those type of people around us, because if one person does not match the energy, it can bring down everyone's energy. So
They usually
that's
leave
the thing. Yeah.
quickly, right? They usually
And
leave
very
quickly.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we always say what you put energy on grows, right?
Yeah.
So because her and I are very in tune with the energy, and even we have our own bad energy to each other sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
but we have to catch ourselves. And that is the thing. When you realize the energy, you're able to catch yourself, right? We understand everyone is different, but the key is that we're able to teach you guys what we know, that are not even just what has taught us to be successful, but these are science-backed things in life, in the world, that if you learn those skills, you can take this even outside of HDE anywhere and be successful.
Yeah. And one of the things that it's important to mention is like, we try not to take things personally. Like Ashlee says, sometimes she's not in the mood. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. And sometimes like life is happening. So that happens for everybody, you know, like there's energies, external energies in the world. I'm always telling her about like the planetary alignments and stuff like that, because I'm a person that likes to read about those things, you know, so we can tell how the energy affects us. And that's why I try to tell her, like, hey, you know what, right now this is happening. And I always tell her, let's be more mindful, let's be more careful, because this energy is not very good. So I tell her, let's be mindful of, you know, like miscommunication right now, like the energies are a little more dense. And I tell her all of those things. And I try to do that because I know that we are very similar. So since we are very good at things, we're also very bad at handling other things, you know. In the past, we had our differences as people when we were starting in the business, and that's something that I want you guys to see and to know, because it's important for you guys to see that we're human. You know, we're humans, we're just people, we're just girls that we're trying to make it in the world, you know. And both we have similar, you know, ways of thinking, but we have different upbringings and we have different ways of like handling stuff. And sometimes we, at the beginning, we started, you know, like clashing in things when we're trying to adapt to a new mindset, because she's a leader, I'm a leader. So when two leaders become together and try to create something, at the beginning is like, hey, who's handling what, you know? So now we're able to learn who we are as family members, but we also know who we can become together. And that's what we want to tell you guys. Now that we work fully as a team, we know that you guys can have the best energy from us, because we can handle the pressure. And not everybody can handle the pressure when it comes to business like ours, you know. So that's
And when
something
you're
that,
dealing with different personalities, I
oh
mean,
yes,
listen, everyone is
yes,
different, but that goes back to not consuming energy, right? We understand that we can never force anybody to be like her, to be like me, or the way we think, but we
yeah,
can always educate on it, right? But when we have that bad energy, we know how to not consume it
yeah,
personally. Maybe even slight things, because I'm still, I mean, we're human, right?
yeah,
Sometimes I take on the energy, but then now that I'm more aware and more in tune with it, I'm able to shut it when it's not, you know, something that is positive or something that is
yeah,
beneficial or something that's good for me, right? Because everything we as a brand know, again, we're family orientated brand, right? So we don't want our families to take on the energy from us from something that is not the right energy, right?
yeah,
We've definitely learned this. And like she said, we were not perfect and no one's perfect, but we had to go through tons of trials and errors with each other
yes,
to get to where we're at now, to
yeah,
understand each other. Because we're both leaders. We both want to succeed. We both want to provide. We both want to achieve the goals that we want to achieve together as a business and independently. So that
yeah,
is super, super important to understand that you are not just a team, you're family to us, you
yeah,
know, and we want you guys to feel that not only, hey, this is HE agency and I work with this agency, but they're responsive, they're responsible, they make me feel good, they give me opportunities, and they treat me like family, because
yeah.
that is our brand and that's what we represent.
Yeah, and also important to mention this, and like just going back a little bit to what you said, like they're family to us, and that's real. And that's the reason why we also had people taking advantage of us, because that's also what happens, you know. And
Mhm.
that's what we wanted to do this this whole episode of teaching you guys who we are and all of that, like specifically for you guys to see the whole aspect of the brand, you know, like things that we have done out of the kindness of our hearts, and people taking advantage of that, or others stealing our ideas and things like that, you know, like other people that suddenly came to us and we trained them, we taught them everything, and suddenly they were like trying their own thing over there, saying that it was theirs, you know, things like that. So there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, like a lot of division, different sides of the spectrum of who is who and what do we want to accomplish, the rich versus the poor, all of that. And in our case, we just want to be equal. We just want everybody to succeed. I don't care if you were a person that was born in the most crazy bad conditions, like you still have it to make it, you know, trust me. It doesn't matter your past, it doesn't matter what you went through, all the trauma, all the things that you are really going through as a person, that doesn't define you, and you're not your mistakes. And that's something that we want you to know, like we take care of you in every aspect. We have mindfulness coaches that will teach you guys how to be more present, how to learn how to become successful over here first, because if you don't believe it, you're not going to make it. If you cannot see it in your head, you're going to create it, right? So all of that is important for us. Like the mindset is so important. And also to become more visible for you guys, we're going to be doing these episodes once a month for now. And if this becomes like a good thing for everybody, then we're going to try to do it often, because I think it's important for people to see the real HDE behind the scenes. We have a great manager, the agency manager, which is Jenna. You guys see her in the videos when you click in the profile here in HDE Creators TikTok account. You will see Jenna. That's our agency manager, and she does a
And
great
how long
job.
has Jenna been with us? Let's tell them that,
I
because when
think
we go
Jenna
back to
since
people say,
2020. Since
yeah, so she's
2020.
been with us. So that tells you a lot. Going back to what she
Yes.
mentioned before, that when people
Yes.
are happy and we are what we say we are, that's a perfect example. And Jenna was a live streamer in Liv's
Yes.
agency
Yes.
and became a manager, and then now a manager of all of our combined agencies. So that tells you a lot, you know. So that is the thing. Like when people feel they're happy where they're at, is because we showed that commitment to them.
Yeah, and that's true. Like now that you're saying it, clicking in my head. Like I basically brought her to the first agency I had on another platform, and then I trained her and I explained to her and everything. And because of what she was, you know, learning and everything, she actually started studying that in college, you know? So that's the crazy thing of it all, is that you don't know what you're going to learn when you're joining HDE, because you might have a career after that, you know, like you might make this your career for real. So that's the nice part. And we appreciate you, Jenna, so much, like everything that you do in the account and all the videos. She's very good at making the videos. If you haven't seen those videos, go check, copy her style. You're going to be very successful when you create those videos, because she knows what she's doing. So we have all kinds of professionals, you know, helping you guys along the way. And like Ashlee said, we did it first. So since we did it first, we know exactly what works and we know exactly what doesn't. But we also have training from the source, from TikTok. So we constantly have those trainings. We constantly are, you know, like learning and changing and adapting to the changes, because we know the platform changes every month. And we just
Literally.
go,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
just go.
when people ask us why, or or they have that mindset, well, they're like having to learn things. Yeah, we have to continue learning because it changes.
Yeah,
So again, that goes back to adapting. If you're not adapting to the changes, you're going to be left behind.
yeah,
So we're always ahead of the changes, and we try to be like 10 steps ahead so we can train you guys to be 10 steps ahead, right? Because when you can jump on something that's early, if we're staying 10 steps ahead and you guys are staying 10 steps ahead, you can already imagine where your success is, where our success is going to be. So that is why we're constantly training, and everything we learn, we put in training format to help you guys learn. So that is
yeah,
the great
for
thing,
sure.
having that direct source with TikTok.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope that it was clear enough for you guys today. You know, like we just want to make sure that you guys see the brand and see who is behind it, right? But you also need to go check it out for yourselves. So the best thing to do is to go to hdecreators.com and check for yourselves what we offer. You know, like I said, it's free to apply. So just click on the apply button, like put all your information there, and you will receive an email from us and showing you the next steps, the link, whatever you need in order to join. You know, depending on the program you select is, you know, the response you're gonna get basically. But after the email that you get, you're gonna have everything after that is personal. You know, one of us is gonna talk to you, and you're gonna be invited to our Discord server where we have a lot of resources for you guys, a lot, you know, very good information there for you guys for free as well. And all the programs and all the bonuses and all the trainings and everything is posted there for you guys, for your access to be there 24/7 at any time. You can see everything there.
If you guys ever have questions or concerns, once you're in the agency, you can just click straight to our Discord, add us, and message us directly. Me and Lib are in different time zones right now, so we kind of have a schedule where she works more of the morning, afternoon, and I'm more at the night owl, answering everyone's. But we do it. If she doesn't answer, you can message me and so forth. That's kind of how we always done it. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to your guys' success. And HDE, again, is Be the Energy You Want to Attract. That is our brand. That's what we represent. So what are you guys waiting for?